Hello, my name is Sarah Rigby. Did you hear what I just said? Kaylin is dead. She killed herself. I couldn't wrap my mind around those words. Kaylin, this girl that I had known since high school, we were friends. I mean, she was popular, she was funny, she went on to college, got a great job and a fiance. Everything that I'd wanted for my life at that time, she had. And she just ended it. Now, in the world of Facebook and social media, I'm sure all of us at one point or another have felt jealousy. We've looked at someone else's profile and thought, man, I wish I could take that vacation. Or, oh, look at their new car. I really want one of those. I know I have. I spent a good portion of my 20s wishing I had what they had, or wishing that my Facebook life looked more like my Facebook friends' lives. But today, I want to emphasize the importance of the lesson that can be learned from the fable, The Dancing Monkeys, and explain how my experiences relate to it. First, I'll discuss with you the fable, and then I'll explain how my experiences relate to the theme. So, let's dive in. According to Aesop's fable, The Dancing Monkeys, retrieved from the website aesopfables.com on September 19, 2018, Aesop tells us a story of a prince who decides to train monkeys to dance as entertainment. He even goes as far as dressing these monkeys up in costumes and masks to give them more human characteristics. So on the surface, these monkeys look like they're naturally behaving like this. But along comes a mischievous person who tosses out a handful of nuts, and these monkeys completely lose their minds. They start tearing off their clothes, they start ripping off their masks, and they're fighting each other. Now, if we break this fable down, we can see that there's a standard for perfection, hence the training of the monkeys. What we also see is that things aren't always what they seem, depicted by the breakdown that the monkeys have when their natural instincts kick in. What we also learn is when we can see something looks one way, it might not always be that way. So now let's talk about how this fable relates to real life. We have all felt at times like we don't measure up. We compare ourselves to others, we wish we had what they had. Unfortunately, what we don't always see is what's going on behind the scenes, and sometimes looks can be deceiving. As mentioned earlier, in high school I had this amazing friend named Kaylin. She was always making people laugh, and as friends I remember thinking I was really lucky to have her. I mean, she was cool, she was funny. I never ever noticed how depressed she actually was. After high school, as many people do, Kaylin and I drifted apart. We stayed in contact through social media and, we would run into each other on occasion, but the friendship had essentially dissolved with time. What didn't dissolve, however, was my jealousy, my envy of her. I would see her new posts on Facebook, I would bump into her once in a while, and she was always just so friendly and funny. And I really wanted to be like that. 2 weeks after the last time I ran into her at a festival, I got the call from a mutual friend saying that she had killed herself. I couldn't believe it. I said, "You're wrong. We were just talking about her wedding." It blew my mind. I couldn't understand how she would do that. But it was true. And the realization that this person I wanted to be like for so long ended her own life finally made me see that we have no idea what anyone else is actually going through, based on a few posts and a sense of humor. Kaylin's story did not end in vain. The lesson driven home from this experience is one I will never forget. In conclusion, I hope you can see how the fable, The Dancing Monkeys, can teach us all a valuable lesson and how it has directly affected my life. And in closing, I hope I've imparted upon you the importance of remembering to never take what you have for granted and to never compare your lives to someone else's, because things are not always what they seem. Thank you for your time and your attention.